Welcome to the Political Oracle. And in this section, I want to talk about a matter which is in the public domain. What is it? The death or the assassination of Kasipul MP Charles Ndonye. I know this is a very sensitive issue, and I want to begin by offering my condolences to the family and also to the parliament who lost a fellow honorable member, and also the members of public and people from Kasipul who lost their member of parliament. But I want to talk about one thing that I think most people have not talked about regarding assassinations, and that is the psychology of political assassinations in Kenya. And the question is, who kills? The psychology of political assassinations in Kenya. And the question is, who kills? And as I offer this commentary, I want you to note that it is not the first time that we are having political assassinations in this country. Neither is it the first time that we are hearing politicians claiming that their lives is in danger and they end up being assassinated. I am not here to tell you who assassinated him, neither am I concentrating with his assassination. I am only bringing this because it's a matter of political assassination, and we are at a time when we are discussing one of our own, one of our MP who has been assassinated. I know there are many people who have gone through this particular situation, not only in Kenya, but also in other parts of Africa. If you can remember, the one Jacob Juma, who was assassinated in 2016, and in most cases, we know that he had repeatedly claimed that specific influential figures were plotting to kill him. He was later assassinated, but the actual perpetrators remain unknown. Away from Kenya, we have Thomas Sankara, a very popular politician from Burkina Faso. Sankara was known for his revolutionary leadership, and reportedly he spoke about threats to his life before he was assassinated actually in 1987. We also have Muammar Gaddafi. Recently, we know this is not many years ago. Muammar Gaddafi, the president of Libya, Gaddafi warned severally that there were external plots against him before he was captured and killed during the Libyan civil war, and that was in 2011. We also have Patrice Lumumba of DRC Congo. He was assassinated in 1961. Lumumba warned against foreign interferences, and before his assassination, there was later some evidence that Western intelligence agencies were involved. Why am I listing all this? I remember in around April this year, our former deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, claimed that some people are plotting to assassinate him. And also, before that, if I remember very well, it was around 2019 when William Ruto was deputy president. He also claimed that his life was in danger and that there were some powerful people in government who were claiming to assassinate him. But above all things, I want to bring a challenge to all of us. We are headed to 2027. I want to warn politicians against one thing that they misuse. Of course, we have what we call real and genuine issues and threats of assassinations. But we are also used to politicians who decide to chase clout and say their lives is in danger and there are plans to assassinate them. Some are right, but others are wrong. I want to put it today that in most cases, those people they put their lives into more danger, especially when they identify a certain person, a certain institution of planning to assassinate them. And I think that there is no wisdom in that. The best thing, of course, if your life is in danger and you know very well you are there are plots which are there are regiments, there are some conspiracies to assassinate you as a leader. Please do not say it in public. And if you say it in public, do not identify specific people or specific institutions. And this is the reason. So, number one, there are two issues. Do not chase clout using a threat to assassination. That is a no-go zone. Number two, if the issue of assassination is right, if you have all the evidence that an institution or some powerful people are planning to assassinate you, do not mention them. You better even keep quiet and try to engage those people using the correct avenues. Why is that important? Of course, many people will be against my opinion. Why is that important? This is the reason. If you are not assassinated by the person, because chances are here, you increase the chances of those who are planning to assassinate you. Initially, you were targeted by one institution. Let's say institution X is planning to assassinate you and you have identified them. By mentioning them by name, you increase your chances of being assassinated by other people. Let me tell you who they are. Number one, other enemies who target you. If another person knows, if they are your enemy, and they know you have already identified a specific person, and it is in public domain that I have identified person Y who is planning to assassinate me, person B can assassinate me and run away from it because already person Y has been identified and you cannot convince the public otherwise. I know there are legal procedures, I know there are investigations that are done, but even when that is done, you will be gone. Do not spread or increase your chances of being assassinated by your other enemies when you have identified a specific one and confidently said, this one is planning to assassinate me. Number two, the enemies of the person you have identified. Remember, this is person Y. You have identified person Y as the person who is chasing or baying for your life. If person Y has enemies and they want to prove him wrong, they want to put him down, they can indirectly prove you right, assassinate you, so that their enemy is blamed. Are you getting the psychology? And that is why I'm calling it the psychology of political assassination. I am not saying this is what happens, but I'm saying this is the psychology you should be careful when, especially if you decide to chase clout by crying foul that someone is out to assassinate you. This is what I have said. Do not chase clout using such kind of politicking. Number two, if it is true you have identified that someone is out to assassinate you, sell all what you have to make sure you don't say it in public. And if you say it in public, make sure you don't identify the person. Because by identifying the person, you have the enemies of that person and your enemies who can also eliminate you for the sake of scoring political score. The other thing I want to dispense with is this. It is not always that when politicians say they are being assassinated, that it is true. But it is not always not true when politicians say their life is in danger. But what I want us to concentrate with is this: there is what we call the normalization of the cries. Remember this particular boy, whom we usually say, this boy was always crying at the backyard to the villagers. And he was always crying and calling villagers and telling them, I am being eaten by a lion. Each and every time they would come trying to rescue the boy, and they would find nothing is happening, and he would laugh at their folly. Not once, not twice, until the villagers got used to it. One day, the boy was attacked by a real lion. He cried, and the villagers continued with their work, and they said, oh, it is his normal way of crying and playing with us. He was eaten, he was killed. Why? Because that kind of play should not be brought into life. Cry for danger, cry that there is danger when there is real danger. When there is no real danger, avoid it. And I want to put this disclaimer. I am not trying to say that the MP for Kasipul did that. I'm just trying to warn those who do that this is one of the things they should avoid, especially going to 2027. Know how to play politics. Play politics smart. It is dirty, but play it smart in a way that it will preserve your life. And that is the political oracle.